How's it going, everybody? This is Dominic Minchella. I am the Kansas City Chiefs co-beat writer for On SI and the host of the Kansas City Chiefs Insider Podcast. Thank you guys so much for stopping in today, as it is a big game for the Kansas City Chiefs. If you're watching on the day that this podcast drops, the Chiefs will be in New York taking on the New York Giants for their Week 3 contest. Both teams are 0-2. One of them is going to stay defeated while one finally cracks the win column. For the Chiefs, starting off their season, losing to both the Los Angeles Chargers in Sao Paulo, Brazil, and the Philadelphia Eagles in the Super Bowl 59 rematch in Arrowhead, a lot is riding on this game for the Kansas City Chiefs. So in today's episode of the Kansas City Chiefs Insider Podcast, we're going to be making a final prediction whether or not the Kansas City Chiefs are going to win or lose. If they can win, there's going to be reasons why that I display. If I think that they're going to lose, there will be reasons why. All in all, I'm going to give you my opinion and thoughts surrounding this team. Hopefully, you guys find it entertaining. So here we go. I believe going into this game, the Kansas City Chiefs have to be viewed as the favorites. The three-time reigning AFC champions, AFC West division champions for almost a decade straight, 3 straight AFC championship wins, 3 straight Super Bowl appearances, going up against the New York Giants. Now, I'm not going to throw any shade towards the New York Giants. They had a very explosive second game rather, against the Dallas Cowboys, scoring over 30 points. Seeing how the Kansas City Chiefs have struggled thus far this season when scoring, specifically on the offensive side of the ball, because you're not getting a whole lot of contribution from multiple different aspects and players, it's very, very important that the Chiefs go in with the mindset of that game's in the past. Those games are in the past. You can't change them. Now we've got the New York Giants. While the Giants did end up scoring close to 40 points, they also gave up a ton of points as well. That is the reason why I think that the Kansas City Chiefs going into this game should be favorited, because all in all, I believe that the Kansas City Chiefs defense underneath defensive coordinator Steve Spagnuolo is a better defense than the Dallas Cowboys defense, and yet they still allow that much. There's also a resurgence that people are talking about in Russell Wilson. Russell Wilson had a really good game. He had a lot of passing yards, over 400, and he looked like the guy of the past. However, going up against the Kansas City Chiefs, there's going to be guys that are looking to step up. George Karlaftis is, after signing that extension, he's looking to have an explosive game. And if he sees Russell Wilson's in his sight, he for sure is going to find a way to bring him down. I could fully see this being a great game for the defensive ends in Kansas City, as well as Chris Jones. I think that there's been a lot of talk around Chris Jones. I think that he's going to have a really good game. Seeing how his struggles early this season has kind of affected the team, as soon as he's on and he is flowing and smooth like butter, I think that he and the rest of the defense in Kansas City will have no problem stopping the New York Giants. For the offensive side of the football, I'm very much predicting that someone's going to have a big game, and I think his name is not going to be Patrick Mahomes. I think Patrick Mahomes is going to continue the same kind of 4-1-1 that we've seen thus far this season, where he's had to feel like he has to bring on and step into the playoff mode of being Mahomes, rushing the ball, passing the ball, doing it. He wants to defend the ball if he could. This guy's a true competitor, and it shows. True leader, and it makes sense as to why the Chiefs paid him all that money after seeing the talent that he has. But football is a team sport. Thus far this season, not a whole lot of his teammates have really stepped up, mainly in the running back room. I touched on this before, whether it be Isaiah Pacheco or Kareem Hunt. One of the two have to have a really good game. I did an article on Kansas City Chiefs on SI highlighting how the Chiefs actually do have a rushing advantage against the New York Giants. They have maybe not have a whole lot without Patrick Mahomes, but in terms of comparing the two franchises this season, the Chiefs rush for more. And I think that that is going to be something that could get utilized in rushing through the defense in New York. Mainly, though, I'm looking for an explosive offense on the receiving side of the football. Whether that be Hollywood Brown, who has been the leading target and receiver for the Chiefs, Tyquan Thornton, whether that be a speed threat down the field or just up the middle. Travis Kelce, he's going to have a good game. But I'm really looking forward, and hopefully we get to see Jalen Royals. He has yet to be ruled out for this game, unlike Xavier Worthy, who suffered in his the first week of the season with a dislocated shoulder. He has officially been ruled out, and I just want to say I think that's the smart decision. You can't win the AFC West early into the campaign, but you sure can lose it. And if you do lose it, it's going to be because you're going to be without Xavier Worthy for a elongated period of time. You know that Rashee Rice is going to come back. You know that the Baltimore Ravens you've got next week. No shade thrown to the New York Giants. I view the Baltimore Ravens as a bigger threat to the Kansas City Chiefs, considering that they are both sharing the same conference and they both want to go after the same goal. I think that they have legitimate chances of getting back to the playoffs and could be likely favorites to punch their ticket to another Super Bowl, whether that be in Baltimore or in Kansas City. However, that being said, I think that it's crucial that we see other wide receivers step up while Xavier Worthy's off and recovering still and not rushing him back to a game that really doesn't matter all that much. There's a whole must-win scenario, but out of the first two games that we've seen, I can see this game going Kansas City's way. And I'm not trying to talk down on anyone who is a fan of the New York Giants. I just think that the Kansas City Chiefs have been held back for a long time this season. They have an elongated losing streak. Whether you count the preseason games, they have not won since the AFC Championship game against the Buffalo Bills. That's a long time, folks. If they see a weaker opponent in front of them who they are meant to hopefully have a very competitive game, I think that they're going to have to take them down. It's going to be a good game. I think it's going to be a shootout. I think the offensive performers for Kansas City are finally going to step forward, kind of give the Chiefs Kingdom some hope going into week 4 up against Lamar Jackson and the Baltimore Ravens. I would love to know your thoughts, though. Are you excited about the Kansas City Chiefs taking on the New York Giants? I know I am, and I hope you guys are too. As always, be sure you follow me over on X at Dom Minchella. I post and repost every single day. You're not going to want to miss any coverage of the Kansas City Chiefs regular season that we have got access to. You can also follow us over at KC Chiefs on SI, over on X. Everything gets posted exclusively free for you. Analysis, articles, podcasts, videos from within the facility. We've got it all. Kansas City Chiefs on SI is a place to get your Kansas City Chiefs news and analysis. As always, folks, once again, I'm Dominic Minchella. Be kind to one another, and I will see you tomorrow to recap what we see from week 3.